Hey guys, welcome to a very long awaited new episode of the Grown Up Kids podcast.
When was the last one we did? Because we didn't
I don't
shoot anything
remember.
for the end of the year
All
last year.
all I remember is being so discouraged looking through like the reels the other day, and it was like first episode of 2025. First episode, I'm just like, we haven't done anything like at all. I mean, we've always kind of we all everybody who's in the podcast knows that we're um this is just a hobby, like an outlet, and we're not trying to make money off of this or anything. So that's
No
why
money.
like the level of consistency may be like off maybe to some people. Kind of like, dude, like, what's going on, you know? I will say, and I don't think I've ever said this on the podcast because we were just so excited to get more people to be involved in it. But I feel like now we have more people involved and it's harder to like sync up and
Yeah. Which you would think would be easier because you're like, oh, well, this person can't do it. We got another one in the
yeah,
chamber.
I think it's that part was really helpful for a long time because you were very like understanding of like, oh, I can't do it like all the time. So like I understand if you want to get Michael or Caleb at the time. But now it's more like I just don't want to do something without everybody. So that's, I'm not saying that anyone's schedule is like, it's because this person available, but not this person. It's not even that. It's like if we were just to do it with whoever's available, I would feel bad leaving out the other people. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes that gets in the way, I feel. But anyway, regardless of this or that, we're here. I got in to San Antonio. We're in San Antonio, by the way. Got into San Antonio like at 2 a.m. last night.
He literally said 2 a.m, and I was like, dude, what the heck?
Yeah.
But he had some things come up, so he didn't get to leave when he wanted to leave.
I wanted to leave at 4 when I get out of work, but I forgot that we had a service in the evening. And that service is like you, after the service is over, then you go to the other building. And it's kind of like a ministry fair. People can walk around and try to sign up for different things.
Had to be this week.
Yeah. Which is like the norm for us. So I'm here, scooped up Brandon, and then the funniest part I think of the whole thing is that we pulled up to what I thought was just gonna be a hotel. And it was really dark outside, but there was like a gate and there was like an entrance and you needed to have like a room to get in and stuff. And I was like into the parking lot and everything. I was like, what the heck? And then he's like, oh, it's because this is the resort. I'm like,
We're at the Hill Country Resort.
we're at the Hill Country Resort, y'all.
So, and it's funny because this place is notoriously like difficult for employees to get into because it's a nice place. So a lot of people usually want to stay here for free. There's like a lazy river and a big pool and like nature trails, and they have all these other extracurricular activities you can do here. So, but I just happened to get it on a whim. So it was just like, oh, let's check it out.
Yeah.
And my wife was like, I told her, I was like, I don't think you want to know where we're going. And she's like, it better not be the resort. And I was like, yeah, that was the only one that was available. And she was like, really? We've been trying to go there? And I was like, I know. But, the way the way that our system operates is just so awkward because it's like, it's based on availability. It's based on all these other extra things that are outside of our control. So for this to be open is kind of like so random. Like the week before, it was like what, like 2 weeks ago maybe that you reached out. So it's kind of like, out of nowhere. But hey, we'll take it.
So some of the clips that I was looking at that still make me laugh is the one where we were in a hotel room.
Something about the hotel rooms.
Yeah, dude. I just feel like it's a thing, and I'm here for it. I love it. Excuse us, guys. We're just going down memory lane really quick.
Was it? Was it the one where we were at that shady motel room?
Yes, dude.
Dude, that was the best. It was a Motel 6, or right?
Yeah.
It's a Motel 6 right outside of San Antonio. It's like maybe like 10 minutes out of the city. And no, maybe like 15. but there's just this open area, and then there's a Motel 6 and then a gas station like right there. So like it's super shady, but it had the best ambience because we had it dark. We had the whole setup. I think that was my favorite setup because we had all the lights and
I
it looked
had
really
bought
cool.
those little bar lights that I found at Five Below,
That's
and
right.
me and Michael like literally taped them up and spray painted them black so that all that was visible was the white part. It was like a whole project before we took off.
It was sick.
This is the video right here.
Read and weep. I need Look at this. Look at this. You need him. You gotta beat the biggest man to be the man, okay? And that's me. These other chumps, they didn't do it. He had the money. Look at this guy. He had the money. But does wealth give him anything? Wealth gives him absolutely nothing. I'm the best in this business. I proved it. I've beaten the top guy. I am the top guy. Look at this.
Cutting promos.
And then properties. 20, a 40, a 50 boss.
His laugh right here.
A 20. I'm unstoppable, baby.
What does that add up to?
Touch me. I'm not a mathematician, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I am. So you know what? It doesn't matter because winners win, and that's what I do, baby. I'm the champ. I'm undisputed, and that's undeniable. Peep that, homies.
Gotta get the strut in. That's how it's
There's
done.
another video. I don't think I have it anymore. But you were just like shaking your butt the whole time. Just stuff like that.
I mean,
bro.
there's there's nothing back there, but you know.
Okay. That's hilarious. Yeah. So anyway, all that to say, it's taken us a while to try to figure out like when we're gonna get back into the studio or take our portable studio in this case to record an episode. But we're here, and let's do it.
We're doing it.
Well, I'm trying to remember when the last episode we did was.
I think it was the foam pits.
Oh yeah,
Or you're talking about you jumping in the foam pit.
Michael was dying.
Oh my god.
But our last episode was 3 months ago. So in November? Or was it? Oh, you came down for your birthday month.
Yeah.
So the last episode was in October.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and you would I don't know how the heck you just do this.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I'm not scared of trampoline parks, but I'm also not committed to that work either. Like we've taken the girls a couple times to trampoline park. They love it because they get to run around and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not committed to like jump on those things like crazy like them.
I get
Plus,
that.
I've seen a lot of accidents. Run, Chancho. There's children playing in the streets. I mean, they're not the streets, but they're outside.
Oh, he's climbing the tree.
All right, kids are climbing trees again. Let's go.
That's funny.
Parents probably took away his iPad and were like, climb that tree.
Wow. Anyway, so we're happy to be here making an episode. So our last episode was in October. What's been new with you? Was anything new?
No, just working. I went to a work banquet, which is the first thing I've ever done at my job. I don't do anything extracurricular, but it was my 10-year anniversary. Never been. Thought it'd be cool to go, so I was like, yeah, check it out. It was all right. I mean, whatever. And it's just an award.
Did you and
ceremony.
Yesenia go, or was it just you?
No, just me. She didn't want to go. She was like, no, she's like, you don't even want to go. I was like, yeah, not really. But I was there for like 2 hours. Plus, I got to get out of work early, so I was like, get to get out of work early. Then Yesenia and I went to dinner and everything. So, we went to go get burgers afterwards. Which, the memes are true. If you see those hanging ceiling lights, trendy place, you're about to pay crazy money for a burger. And it was called Killer Burgers. Not to put y'all down, y'all make a good burger, but it was not worth $40 for 2 burgers. It was expensive. I was like, yo, like we're just taking burgers, and we didn't get double meats. It was just singles. I was like,
That's insane.
yeah. I mean, it was good. It was like on the level of like, how can I explain? Maybe Freddy's, but I like Freddy's more, so it was kind of like, but they weren't smash burgers; they were just regular patties.
Mm.
But it was like, because I know everything's getting more expensive as you get older, but for burgers, $20. I will say they had the emo playlist on, which is kind of funny. I'm eating my food and Killswitch Engage came on. I was like, yo, this is so random.
Mm.
But yeah, it was cool. I mean, that's pretty much.
How are the girls
anything new.
doing?
They're
How's
good.
Yesenia?
Good. Working. Talia's in school, so she has a lot of homework. Audrey's not in school, so she has no homework, but she wants to have homework. So homegirl will like try to do homework with Talia. So funny, but she's not adding to anything. She just walks in and is like, "Hey Talia, let's do this." They're like, "I can't. I have homework." Okay, and then she tries to go over and pretend that she's doing something. It's like, dude, you're not helping. Get out.
Yeah, that's funny because I know she's like, when Talia gets something, like she has to have the same thing.
Oh, the same thing. You
So
can't.
I think it's funny because when she gets older, she's even like, "Well, freak that! I don't want homework." But it's like, "Hey, you wanted homework like your sister. Now you have homework."
They're they're the same, and then they're the opposites at the same time. Like they can't do anything apart.
Mm-hmm.
But when they're together, they can't be together.
Mm-hmm.
It's like water and oil. So funny. I'm just
That's
like, dude,
funny.
separate. Like, get away from each other. But then 5 minutes, like Talia will get in trouble. Okay, timeout. Go to timeout. So she'll go for 5 minutes. 2 minutes later, Audrey's checking on her at the door. Talia, are you okay? Oh my god, you're the reason why you're in there. Get away from her. Just never-ending story.
Yeah.
Never-ending story. Dude, Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
Let's talk about it.
Ooh, what a segue. I think season 5 had some of the best like CGI music moments and stuff like that, but it definitely wasn't my favorite season.
Yeah, I agree to that. I think where they messed up was overhyping it and splitting the episodes.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, no other season had that kind of pressure and no other season had that kind of like build up, and people were like overhyping, like, oh my god, so many deaths are gonna happen. And my thing is the show's never been like that. Like shows like that set up a lot of deaths or a lot of like chaotic things that happen in the first season, then you can expect that. But how many times have they been saved? You know what I mean? Or they've, faked us out on something. So I'm kind of like, that's not that kind of show. So for people to expect like, oh, major deaths are going to happen, I never had that expectation. But then again, that hurts people's viewing experience because you're expecting it. And when you don't get what you expect, you're like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
And
Also, like all the trailers and previews, they had like some of the main characters like crying and stuff, and it just made you think like, dude, somebody died. For sure, somebody dead.
I think marketing didn't help either.
Do you think that 11 is still alive, or you think she's dead?
11 is alive, I believe.
Yeah, I think she's alive too.
Because I say that because Yesenia's like, we didn't see her, and I was like, dude, we totally did. She's in the truck right before the scene happens. She's in the truck. Then, in one scene when they're pulling the kids together, she kind of like dodges off to the side, so she gets away. It's just in your mind, which way does she take? Does she run in front of everybody? Which doesn't make any sense. Why would she run in front of everybody and go to that open doorway? Or would she go and hide to get out where she's going? I don't know. I thought that was cool. They left it ambitious. I get it. Some people don't like it because they're like, well, Elle deserves him. I get it. But she's always been the outcast in the group. And when you put it in that perspective, it's kind of like she was the special friend. So she wasn't the core four. So for me, it's like, okay, Like the special friend has a special ending versus the
Yeah,
core
I never thought about it like that. That's
versus
cool.
the core four. Yeah. So I think too. Another thing was Vecna, right? Like he was a cool villain. He had cool moments. I think they went a little too heavy on Henry and not enough on Vecna, so that kind of like gave people like, they're like, okay, well, what are we doing with him, and what are we doing with this and that. So I think that and the final battle, to me, the final battle made sense because they're fighting the bigger monster, L's fighting the actual monster or whatever. It's the allegory of that, and that's my alarm. Wake up. So the final battle made sense to me in that aspect. So I mean, I get it. People wanted this long, drawn out battle, but if you would have drawn out the battle, to me, it would have kind of defeated the purpose. Because if no one's gonna die, I mean, let's just get it over with.
Yeah, and I've seen a bunch of like AI stuff that people have made with like having some of the main characters die off and stuff, and it looks real. And I'm like, dude, that would have been crazy. Like one of them is when Dustin and Steve are stabbing the monster underneath. That Dustin gets stabbed with that thing, and he gets crushed, and then Steve's like he can't believe it. And while that's happening, they switch over to um, what's her name?
Robin,
No, the girl, the
Nancy.
Nancy. They switch over to Nancy being backed up into the corner, and then like you just see the mouth like
Eat her.
yeah. And I was like, dang. And then like they make all of the expressions like they can't believe what's going on and stuff.
I mean, they could have, but I just feel like that was never the show in that aspect. And yes, there were people that died. Don't get me wrong, but those are all side characters. The core four have never been in danger.
As soon as they brought back Elle's sister, I was pissed because I was like, they're just trying to save this thing because they tried, like, saved this thing in terms of like her storyline. Because when they first introduced her, I hated those episodes. Like, I hate this. Like, this is
it was kind of pointless.
I get like it's trying to show like, well, who else was in the laboratory? Who else was being created? What other people did Elle like grow up with? And like who else is like Elle? Like I get that, but I feel like they completely botched it, and that's why they tried redeeming it by bringing her back and trying to give her like purpose. The sister,
Yeah.
and I just didn't really care for it.
So for me, I think season 5 was good. It doesn't go to great. It's not phenomenal. It's not high, but it was good. I mean, it was fine. It did what it needed to do. Told the story. Would it have been the exact story that I would have told? No, but it gave everyone good endings. The ending that hit me the hardest was, besides Elle and Mike, was Steve, Nancy, and Robin, and I forget his name, Charlie. No, that's not his show name. I don't remember. But they're all on the rooftop talking about, let's get together once a month. Like, we'll see each other. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dude, that's never gonna happen. Like, I know that for a fact. Like, it's just life happens. It kind of like ties in with us, like podcast wise. We plan some things and we're like, we're gonna make it happen this month, and it's like one thing happens and we're like, oh, I can't do it. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah. So for me, that one kind of hit because I was like, dang, like I know those hangouts once a month are not gonna happen. That sucks, but that's life. I mean, you just roll with what you have. What's on that topic? What's a show that you loved but disappointed you in the end? Or maybe the ending saved it for you. Like the whole show is kind of like, but the ending kind of like, you were like, you know what? It's kind of cool.
I don't know if I've ever been, other than The Office, I don't know if there's ever been a show that I've watched from start to finish and like remembered many details about it. Because a lot of the shows that I watched growing up, or we watched growing up, it was just a bunch of random stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
SpongeBob doesn't really have like a storyline, or an ending, something that sticks out, or
What about
Like,
the Blacklist? You were big in that.
Oh, the Blacklist was amazing. I still haven't finished it.
Really?
The last season came out, and me and Michelle watched like maybe half of the final season, and it's good. You just think like, how are they gonna like top this episode, or how are they gonna like, how are they still doing this? Like, that's how I feel about SVU. I started rewatching it. I'm already on season 12.
God damn.
I know.
I've never seen the show.
I'm already on season 12, and apparently they're like on their 25th season. There's like every time I'll be watching something like at a restaurant or something like the TV's on, I'll see like a commercial about SVU, like new episode Thursday, and I see like people in the show that I haven't seen in a long time, and I'm like, okay, I thought
Okay.
you were dead.
You
All
came
right,
back.
yeah, or like, yeah, I thought you were never coming back to the show, and here you are. Like, well, great, now I'm spoiled. Like, it's been spoiled for me. I will say I started rewatching George Lopez, the TV show.
Dude, me too.
Oh yeah,
Dude, it's I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's a weird comfort show.
yeah, it is. So I started rewatching it. Have you finished it?
No,
Okay.
I'm halfway through season 4.
Okay.
Carmen just got the car.
Okay.
That's the last episode. I don't.
So I just finished watching it, Michelle and I, and we were actually watching it on our way back from going to Baytown, which we need to talk about that. We were already on the way back, and the episode finished, and I was just like, "Do you remember watching it like all the way through?" I don't.
No, because it would just be random episodes.
Okay. Which is kind of my example or my reasoning as to why I'm like, I don't really know how shows end, because I would just watch it in whatever order it came on TV. It wasn't like The Office where I watched it on my own,
True.
like through an app or something. But anyway, so I'm not gonna tell you anything about how the last season is, because that way you can watch it. All I'm gonna say is that I'm like, this is how it ends. Like there was no conclusion. There was no like.
Did they move or talk about move? Is that the last episode?
No.
Oh, okay. Because a lot of shows do that. They'll be like Boy Meets World. That's how Boy Meets World ended. Oh, we're moving, or I'm going to New
Boy Meets
York,
World.
whatever.
It's just amazing.
Best show. One of the best shows.
That's the one that comes to mind. Like, the ending was super disappointing in terms of like, you just feel like it's not even that it's like open ended. Like, so what does this mean? It's literally like, no, y'all probably like viewership either went down, or y'all lost funding for it, or whatever, or people just didn't want to be in the show anymore, because it doesn't even feel like anything was like, there wasn't any closure, any closing to the show.
Was it just like
It just dropped off.
Random episode.
Yeah,
or did it have like little like hints of like maybe this is the end? Like, oh, I'll see you later. And
the only reason why I kind of felt that is because the kids were getting older, and they were like, Max was like maybe like 15 or 16 already.
Oh yeah,
Looks like he was, at least, or maybe 13 or 14. But yeah, it was just one of those shows. I'm just kind of
I
like,
just saw the one episode where that white girl was living with Carmen, and Max was like doing all this stuff for her. And he's like, George is like, Max, what are you doing? What are you doing with those heart-shaped pancakes? And he's like, nothing, just going out to my room. He goes, Max, I want you to know Taylor left. And he's like, so what's up with the food? He's like, how I spend my Saturdays is my business. I was like,
yeah, dude, there's so many like little things on that show that are they would like make me and Michelle laugh in the car, like just the random little things.
I think it's
George
just
says.
it's a fun show. It really is. And it kind of like touches on our Latino culture a little bit, which is fun. I mean, I'm not one of those people that it has to have that kind of stuff, but it's kind of fun to see your own culture involved in that kind of way.
Represented.
Yeah. And I think too, so to answer my question, I can't even answer that question because I never finished Walking Dead. It just kind of dropped off for me. Because I was real big into that show. And I don't even
understood why.
I never got past season 8, I think. And there's so many changes in characters, and when I found out Rick died, I was like, yo, I don't care anymore. But then they were like, no, he's alive. Here's a whole nother show with him. I'm like, yo, what? So, for the live stream. Yeah, like, I think shows how you start is great, where you end is great. I think people don't want to cap their creativity, which I get. But if I was a writer, I would write the beginning and I would write the end and be like, okay, how do I get there? That's the job of television.
It's crazy how a season of a TV show, an album of an artist, can really take you back to a certain part of your life, and you connect so well with it that it like brings back all this nostalgia and all this like. The other day I was working at the office and I put on Where the Light Is, the live John Mayer recording in LA. And I was fighting back tears because I was hearing like Stop This Train, Waiting on the World to Change, Vultures, like Continuum was like my first ever, like, I know this is going to sound silly. Oh, maybe not to you because we're close. We're like brothers. But like to people that don't know me that are maybe checking out the episode or haven't seen us in a while and they're just excited to be listening or whatever. So I, for the longest time, you and I, which you're still kind of like a metalhead. You still listen to this music more than I do. Not because I don't like it anymore, because I do, but I listen to other music now. But for the longest time, I was convinced that I was never going to get out of that, like grow out of it. I was going to be like, this is what I'm listening to forever. No one's going to change my mind. And my brother was very instrumental in like introducing me to like different styles of music because he was like, I get it. I understand what you're saying. He goes, but it's just a phase. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, you're a poser. Like, I'm not going anywhere. You know? Yeah. So then he started showing me John Mayer. And then on the outside, I was pretending not to like it. But on the inside, I was like, looks kind of good, you know? And so it took me a while, but I finally like started listening to it. Well, that was the very first album that I ever heard from start to finish of John Mayer on my own. And I was just like, this guy's amazing. His voice is amazing.
The best.
His guitar playing.
Dude, he's probably like the number one guitarist in the world. He's so good.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's because there's probably people that run circles around him like
mechanically,
but his
Just
feel,
is
exactly,
is insane.
So
I
that
think
album,
that's something only musicians understand.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, and I'm sure those people that are technically better than him or whatever would acknowledge that. They would be like, yeah, like the way he fills out a song is insane. Like,
yeah. So like that album just brought back a lot of memories of just like listening to that for the first time and hearing the different drum tones and the different sounds he would make with the guitar, his solos, his vocals, like. So hearing the Where the Light Is thing and watching it from start to finish. I remember the first time I ever saw it was at Theo Rubin's house with Lauren. She showed it to us.
Shout out to our cousin Lauren.
Shout out to Lauren, yeah. Watched it there, and I'm literally like, I know this sounds silly or whatever. I know we're Christians. I know a lot of you guys who watch are Christians, and like, it's like, but that literally changed my life. Like, it literally changed my life. Listening to that album, I'm just like I want to chase. That's a dream that I have to chase opportunities like that. Of course, we do it in the Christian context, but like to be able to play in a room full of people and just like everyone there being like one spirit, there to enjoy music. You know what I mean? Like, because there is people who go just for the worship experience. They're tone deaf, they can't sing, but they just love the music and they love to worship. That's great. But there's also people that are going to these things because they admire and look up to the musicians that are participating in the concert or the event. Yeah. And they also get something out of it too. You know, like we've done a handful of worship live events, which is, I feel like it's ramping up, by the way, which I never thought. Have we talked about worship live on the podcast?
To the moon. I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
Maybe you mentioned it.
Anyway, Worship Alive's a band that I'm in, a worship band. Go check it out. We haven't put out any music. We're working on that. Really hoping that this year we're able to release some stuff. But anyway, just participating in like going to events, and then afterwards, you know, like a couple of thousand people showed up at our last event that we had. And that was crazy because the guy who owns the ranch who invited us, like this wasn't us reaching out to him being like, hey, can we? He literally was like, hey, I want to do a worship night. Is that something that you guys would be interested in doing? And we were like, yeah, absolutely. So that was our third one doing it. First one, there was maybe like 150 people. Second one, it was a little closer, like maybe 300, a little bit, maybe a little bit more. And then the other one, he's like, well, if this is, I think as a business person, because he's very smart, like he was like,
He was seeing the growth.
he was seeing the growth, and so he was like, what if we do it here and like in the outside patio area? I just got it redone. He's like, and I'll get catering for like 600 people, because he was thinking by this growth, like it's gonna, you know. So by that, like by those numbers, he probably went a little bit over than what he was gonna need, but he was just preparing. Bro, there were still cars pulling in trying to find parking, and we were already like halfway through, or not even halfway. We were just fully through our first set, and then we do like a little intermission where we like to talk to people and stuff like that, and then we come back. Lets people get. It gives them an opportunity to go around, take pictures, explore the ranch, get refreshments and stuff like that. Well, even while that was happening, he came up to us and he goes, "There's over 2,000 people here. There's still cars trying to park. Like, this is crazy." And we're like, "What?" Like, it was insane. But the reason I'm bringing,
Drawing crowds.
Anyway, I'm bringing that up because there was several of peers of mine, people that I actually look up to as well, that were there, that were like, "Man, you killed it, bro. Like, I love the way you play, bro. I love the way," because you have people that go because they're musicians too. You know, not only is it that they go to worship, but they also enjoy the music.
And music, regardless of genre, is always fun to see live. It doesn't matter if it's worship music, if it's, you know, just some singer at a you know, whoever your favorite singer is. Just seeing them in person and seeing the musicianship live, or, you know, in church, in contemporary Christian church or a gospel church, you know, it's just fun to see the musicians live. Like, nothing replaces that, like that feeling of live music. And I think people just love that. You know what I mean? Like, even if they don't understand, even if they're not musicians, they love that experience. Musicians love that experience because it's like, I get to hear something new from somebody else that plays a different style than I do, or plays, I want to check out how they do this song. You know what I mean? Because that's not how I would have done it. You know what I mean? Because how many versions of like that new song that's blowing up, Washed, how many versions have people played drums to that song? You know what I mean? I saw a cool one that this guy was doing like halftime for the whole thing. I was like, oh, of course. I was like, you're probably a old hardcore drummer or something. I was like, that's crazy. But yeah, it's an experience that I always advocate for live music, no matter what. Go see your favorite artist, whoever that is. Hopefully they're Christian. If they're not, you know, seek help. But you know what I mean?
If they're not, more power to you.
Yeah. Like when we went to go watch Switchfoot, what was that 2 years ago, 3 years ago? That was
Tickets.
That besides the tickets, bitterness. Besides the tickets, being live, hearing those songs live with John was insane. Like, I'll never forget that night. It was, and it's not even that they're the greatest musicians in the world. It's the songs that we connected with, and just experiencing that live is just so good. Like, and I think in church people are spoiled, and I hate to sound like crude or something, but I think church people are spoiled because you get live music every week, and you get enamored with the worship and stuff, and they're just like, oh yeah, whatever. But no, like, there's people like that don't get that every weekend. You know what I mean? They don't go to it. You know, they don't go to whatever. They don't go to church, or they don't do whatever. So that live setting, people can get accustomed to it, and then they're like, what's this? Like, you know what I mean? Or they don't have that experience every week. So I think, you know, just, it's cool. It's something that we should all do. Even if you're not a musician, just go see your favorite people. Like, why not?
I actually, kind of tying into the whole music thing, I attended a creative event called Cathedra in Baytown.
Oh, yeah.
And
is that where they're based out of?
I think so. That's for sure where Leland's parents' church is.
Oh, okay.
And I know he's there frequently for like different events and stuff. I'm not sure if he lives there anymore.
Yeah, I thought he lived in Nashville or something.
Me too.
Oh.
Especially because Keenan said that he saw him at a place over there, and he was like, I wanted to say hi, but I was like, nah, whatever. He's like, dude, but I saw Leland. I was like, what? That's freaking awesome. Anyway, they say never meet your heroes. I can honestly say that I met my hero and I've talked to him on several occasions, and he is just the sweetest guy, most humble guy. And I think you should try to meet your heroes, but I guess just pick good heroes, like pick good people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Such a great guy. The event was actually nothing what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be more of like a question and like a Q&A, maybe like a songwriting thing. I don't know. I didn't know what to expect, but I'm glad it was what it was because I went. They played 5 unreleased songs and they were all like bangers and they were all different vibes, like indie. One of them was like a little more rocky. There was like one that had like rap in it. And he had somebody from I think he goes to the church, perform the song because it's his song, and Leland just helped him finish it. Like he sang on it and stuff like that. Anyway, just some really cool like people, and I got to meet him, and he invited me to the green room. Like that was wild. So there, and he's just telling me about the event and just asking me how I'm doing and talking about a few things, and then he's like, "Well, make yourself at home. Grab yourself something to eat, something to drink. We're gonna start a like our meeting, or pre-service meeting, a little bit." And I was kind of looking at my show like we should probably go, but we all kind of just sat down, and it was like I got to just sit there while he had his meeting. You know, not a lot of people can say that. You know, I don't know. I honestly believe that like God just knows He knows our desires. He knows our heart's desires, and I feel like I've been faithful, and I know that God is just like exceeding my expectations. And starting off the year, getting to see Leland is like wild. Like,
well, not only that, you went to the green room with it.
Yeah, dude,
in
and
his
like
meeting, and
you know,
I'm sure that was like. It's not like you were on a. It's not like you were on a list of like people like for him to like interact
for sure.
with.
And his wife, so we walked in early. He said, "Hey, y'all go and come inside." So okay, so we went inside, sat in the front, and we were just there like saving our spot, Michelle and I. And his wife was there, filling up communion cups because we did communion together. And so she turned around and she's like, "Hi, hello, my name's Mandy. What's your name?" And I was like, "John." She's like, "Oh, Michelle." I'm like, "Oh, okay. So where are y'all from?" And I was like, "We actually came from South Texas. We came from McAllen." She's like, "McAllen?" She's like, "That's a long drive." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "We left like at 7 this morning." And I just told her, I was like, "Leland's like my hero. You know, like I've always looked up to him. I really enjoy his music." And she was just like, "Oh my gosh, no, y'all need to come with me." So she told us to get up and she took us to the back. And I know what it's like before an event. I mean, you're scrambling, trying to make sure things are ready. But like Leland was so nice to like make time and space, like to just make us feel heard and stuff. He didn't look like he was like, yeah, okay. Like he didn't look like distracted and like I gotta go. But it was so nice to meet you. Yeah. We'll talk after service. You know what I mean? Or we'll talk after.
Which he could have easily done.
He could have, and I would have completely understood because I'm a PK. I know what that's like. Like
and you work at a church.
You see somebody, and I work at a church. You see somebody that you haven't seen in a while, and you know they want to catch up right away. Yeah. And it's like, dude, the countdown's about to start. Like, I can't do this right now.
It's like somebody coming up to you before Limitless. Like, John, like,
yeah. Absolutely. And John's like, absolutely.
I love you, but I got like 20 things I got to do.
Yeah. And so he was really nice, and he was very like, I could tell his attention wasn't divided. Like, he was very, you know, and his story is kind of, I don't want to say it's exactly like our Michelle and I story, but like Michelle and I, we've been married for 9 years. We're getting older, and there was a time in our lives where we're kind of just like, Lord, like, you know, we want kids, and if it's not in your will, or if you don't have that for us, like, we already accepted it. It's a bummer. I'm not gonna lie, you know. And so just hearing like his, kind of like his story, how they sought help like medically and tried to like figure out how to do it. Mm-hmm. To help like for them to have a baby, and like it just for whatever reason it just didn't happen like the way they thought it was gonna happen. So they decided to adopt, and so they adopt 2 girls, and then they get pregnant, which they didn't think was gonna be a possibility, and now they have a boy. And so like that was encouraging to hear, like that they kind of, he didn't say like, yeah, we gave up, you know, he didn't say that, but like it was I guess it was more like a sweet surprise for them because they were like, what? Like we're gonna have a baby,
Yeah.
you know? And then he told us about like all the, you know, like there's a lot of firsts and there's a lot of things that they were like, man, like this is crazy. Like, you know, your wife's giving birth and like there's all these things that go into it. And, you know, so it was really cool to see like that side of him. I've only ever seen like the musicality and the like heart for worship in him. And I've seen like how he like gets excited about things. And I feel like that's how we relate. Like I get really excited about music. Like when I hear a certain riff, I'm like, yeah, that.
Yeah.
And like just seeing him like react to Casey, his like one of his best friends. They're working on music together like all the time, I'm pretty sure. And he's playing a certain guitar riff, and you just see Leland like in the back, like just hyped like with the music, you know?
Yeah.
And it's cool like to see that he gets like geeked out about stuff like that. Well, I definitely saw like a dorky side of him, like a geeky side of him.
Yeah.
Side of him. He shared like his story about how they got involved with ministry and how they like would travel and with Leland and all, like the band and just all these really cool things. He's a super sweet guy, and if you guys never heard or listened to any of Leland's music, you're totally missing out. He's such a cool guy. I can vouch for that. Like he's such a down to earth, very humble guy. And if you look at all the like accolades, which I know he doesn't care about, but like all the things that his name is tied to, and all the songs that he's involved in, writing or participating in them, like kind of like this guy's legit. Like
Yeah.
but the fact that he's like just a normal guy and he's just like he's such a sweet guy, and it was a really cool experience. Like it encouraged me. Like, in fact, I just posted something recently about like, about the Limitless God song that we wrote as a team last year. It all started with that loop that I played. You saw the video. I found like a sample on Splice and I added some drums to it, and then I added that bass line that I thought was cool. And I showed it to the team, and so we tried like kind of writing to it. And I think the simplicity of the chord progression is what I liked about it, because a lot of pop music's like that, and that's the style we were going for. But they wanted to kind of have a little bit more freedom to change chords and stuff like live in the songwriting process. So then we just like not scrapped it, but we kind of paused the track when we were playing in the room, and then we started playing our own progressions with that kind of in mind. And then it just progressed. But now, just leaving that event, Cathedra, it's made me want to do more. Like, I want to put out music this year, whether it's with Worship Alive or just by myself.
Ooh,
and
exclusive.
I want to, yeah, like, you know me, I'm a perfectionist. Like, I don't know if this surprised you, like how I was just like, you know what I mean?
So let me get this out.
Yeah. My thing is just like, he said something at the end that really blew my mind. He goes, there's not enough songs that we can write. There's not enough pieces of art. There's not enough movies to be made like that could ever amount to what God deserves. And the way I took it was like, that's an impossible thing. And for some people that's discouraging. Like, well, then what's the point? Like, if there's never going to be enough to satisfy God with all the songs, you know what I mean? The way, I'm not saying that no one else, I'm not saying that everybody took it that way and I'm not saying that. But it encouraged me because I'm like, man, like he talked about how the master gave the talents that he used that parable.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, there's things that God has given me that I'm afraid to use because I don't want to like, it's a lot of insecurities that I have about like my voice. I know I have I can sing. I just don't feel like a lot of opportunities for me to sing in the live setting is like, it fits my voice and my style. So like if you put me on rotation to sing at church and it's for like a praise song, like I just don't feel like that's my voice. And I feel like only certain worship songs fit like my style of voice. I love doing like background vocals and harmonies and stuff like that because I can blend in with the singers and stuff. But like just being used of God more frequently and not being afraid anymore, which is kind of scary, but also freeing at the same time. I think there's a lot of like liberty in just knowing that it's like, hey, if the song doesn't come out perfect, you know, if people don't really like it, like maybe it'll resonate with somebody.
Yeah.
And that's the point. You know what I mean? Like
it's out there.
Yeah, it's out there. And so that's kind of like my mentality right now is like, I'm trying to explore different areas of my creativity and my persona. Is that the right word? Like this is something that I would never wear. But I'm trying to like push myself to be like, just try it. Like
What's the worst?
so what? Like you don't like it, give it away to someone
Yeah.
else. Like bless somebody with a sweater. I literally wore this thing at the service yesterday, like at the end when we were walking around for the different, and everybody was like coming up to me and going, "Ow!" Everybody was coming up to me and going like this. They're like, "Dude, this feels so good. Dude, this is nice, bro. It looks good on you." Like, what the heck? And I'm like, "Dude, thank you." You know, like I'm just trying some new things, and I'm just trying to really like explore that side of my life that I've always just been like, well, I'm the drummer, and I'm the behind the scenes guy, but I feel like God is like pushing me to be a little bit more like, well, what's wrong with you being not behind the scenes?
Yeah.
And
And
I'm
then
like, dang.
once you, I like what he said, that there's infinite amount of songs to be made, and so why not you? You know what I mean? Why not? Why not? Like just
and
try.
that's kind of the mantra or the thing that we say at our Worship Alive events is like, why wait for eternity when we can start now?
Mm-hmm.
Because we're going to be doing this for eternity. You know, if you're a believer and you're saved and, you know, you have that hope that you're going to spend eternity with Jesus, we're going to be worshiping him anyway.
And if you want to go to hell, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh,
What's that song? If you don't love Jesus, go to hell.
damn.
If you don't love Jesus, go to hell. 'Cause I love Jesus and I'm going to heaven, but I'm not going to hell. I don't know. I don't know how he changed it or whatever.
Anyway, sorry about that rant, but
No, that's it's good. That's awesome.
Before you, don't forget what you were going to say.
It's gone.
Dang it, Brandon. It's because I before we, like, you started singing that song, Silly Song with Letty.
Silly songs with Brandon.
Wow. I just wanted to encourage you guys, whatever that looks like in your context, like, don't be afraid to create stuff.
Drawing, painting.
Drawings, yeah. Anything.
Painting.
Whatever it looks like. Like, don't be afraid to...
Content creation.
Yeah.
Just,
I just wanted to encourage y'all really quickly because Leland said something that, like, blew me away. He goes, we could be witnessing a generation being born that is never going to die. That the Lord is going to return, and those who are believers are not going to perish. They're not going to die. They're not going to take their last breath. They're literally going to be taken up. You know what I mean? Or they're going to see the kingdom of heaven be established on earth, and they're not going to die. It's literally in Scripture. And so he was saying, like, we could be witnessing, like, an unburied generation.
Mm.
And I was like, that's crazy, like, to think about, right? And so he was also talking about going back to, like, there's not enough songs on, you know, like what is keeping me from just putting a chorus out there or like something, like, it's like, this is something that God put in my heart. I'm just going to put it out there. You know what I mean? For a long time, I'm just like, but nobody's gonna. Same thing could be said about this podcast. You know, we invited some to be a part of it. He's not part of the podcast, but he was going through a really dark time. And had we not just like just did this just to do it and not knowing who was going to listen, he listened. You know, and now he's, you know, I would imagine he's been in a better place for a long time now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was only because of us, but we participated in, like, his mental health and his joy being brought back because he was laughing and hearing us talk. And
yeah,
like, if this does anything if this is all that it does for people, like, if it just gives them a reason to smile every now and then during their day or to laugh with us, like, I mean, that's worth driving over here till 2 a.m. and setting up in a hotel, getting a late checkout so we can...
Pulling up crazy things. Dude, we pulled up so late that the front desk lady was like, would you guys like a late checkout? And I was like, yes, I was actually just going to ask for that. And she was like, and right after she gave me the keys, this is like 5 minutes later, she was like, I'm going to push it back to 1 o'clock. I was like, oh, that's even better. Because the late checkout is 12. And she pushed it even more to 1. Because we got here at like almost 3 in the morning. and then we didn't go to sleep till like almost 4,
Yeah.
which is funny.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about this is it kind of universally ties in is, man, do what you love. If you love something, find a way to do it. Find a way to make money off of it. Find it a way, if you're a Christian, to glorify God with it. I think that's the best way of giving back to not only to others but to yourself, and doing what you want to do, because nobody else is going to do it the way you do it, and also nobody else has your voice, has your style. We all
Or even like care for it the way you do.
Yeah, we all learned different things. We all have taken in about, and that's how things change. That's how things adapt, because there's a new voice in the system. You know what I mean? So I mean, like I said, if not you, why not you? You know what I mean? All right, guys. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Grown Up Kids podcast. Thanks for listening to us rant and just talk about random things and just talking about life. We love doing this. It's always fun.
Yeah, but this is also what we do when we catch up with each other. Which is what we talked about.
Which is funny because like
that was the whole point of this podcast.
We get nervous, like what are we gonna talk about? And then we just turn on record and we're just talking about all the stuff that we
So y'all are like witnessing what me and Brandon would have talked about without the stuff on. We probably would have like been walking around in the car ride just talking about
We do miss our other irons in the fire, Isaac, PK, Mike, Nate, our other voices, which always are always fun. We need to do that soon. We need to write down some big episodes for everybody to join in, because those are always fun, and just talking with everyone. But yeah, guys, till next time.
See you guys.